This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Well, the other day, Wack 100 went on a public forum, and he was talking about Suge Knight didn't come from that life, but he became part of that life when he involved himself in gang culture, and he became that. Then he says he wasn't like Mob James, who was a gangster who snitched, and then he told the person he's allegedly snitched on. And Mob James kind of responded in his own way with the Vlad interview just 2 days ago. Listen to what Wack 100 said right here, then we'll get into what Mob James said in return.
Right? Suge didn't come from that, but the money brought the homies around him, and then once them homies got around him, they brought another more homies around him. And when you looked up, that's what that was, right? He wasn't Bunchy Al. He wasn't at the time who Mob James was at that time. Mob James went bad. He ended up telling me a rat too.
Check your text.
Like Wack,
Right.
like
Yeah, he told on that female from across Atlanta, documented paperwork, right? So, but at that time, Mob James was a gangster, right? So it's like he wasn't those dudes, you know what I mean?
So Mob James went on Vlad TV, and he talks about snitching. Now, he says people nowadays will associate anything with snitching. They'll be like, oh yeah, he was around a police car, or he was here, or he took a plea deal, or anything like that. But he said, to be an actual snitch, your name has to be on some sort of paperwork. It has to be on like a statement. You know, if you're talking to the detective eating cookies and drinking juice, and you write up a statement, you're probably a snitch, you know? But if you walk out of there with no paperwork, nobody can say that to you. And he says, I know this better than anybody. You know, he's kind of relating it in a way indirectly to himself, because he knows that he was just called out. I mean, a lot of people call him out his name, I think. I mean, it's even in, I think it's in that Biggie and Tupac series on FX, where they kind of, you know, obviously they changed the names, but they kind of label it like he cooperated in some type of way. Now, I have seen where they're able to not reveal someone cooperating or being an informant. We saw that recently. I think it was a Carmine case. It was some mob case where, like, 20 years later, that this guy was working with him. Here, I think this is it. Okay, here we go. Yeah. So I think it was, New York mob boss Carmine Persico was a top informant, papers say. And he had like a messy relationship with mob snitches, and he was called the Snake. I mean, this is a mob guy, okay? That's crazy. And he was a top echelon informant. I mean, they kind of showed this. If you ever watched The Sopranos, which even if you haven't, go watch it, okay? If you ever watched that on HBO, it's probably the best mob series ever done. And he was a top echelon informant program. Name appears among those 4 turncoat members of the Colombo family. I think it changes the entire dynamic of how so-called Colombo War was sold. This guy would wear what he says, I never wanted to disclose this document, but I think it potentially puts people in danger. 10 people died in the city's major gang. This is around 91 and 93. You know, this is crazy, bro. So, let's see. Yeah, it says there is no truth to this allegation, and supporting records substantially worthless of having served as Carmine's lawyer. I can attest that he was not an informant, but nor did he provide information to the government. Until this day, Carmine remains a giant among men. You know, but this is emerged with like documents. You know, he's on this paperwork now. So he was undercover. Isn't that crazy, man? And then they said this explains a great many of events directly related to the Mr. Orena's case. I mean, you know, they uncover all this stuff. So, like, Mob James is responding to Wack 100, but that doesn't really prove anything. And I don't know, you know, like, I mean, he talks a lot about this Biggie stuff and everything. I don't know. It's just weird. All of this stuff is weird, bro. Like these codes and ethics. Vlad and him went even on to discuss that, you got to choose between the gang and your family. Do you love the gang more than your family? Some people are taking charges for other people and doing like 20 years. Or is it even worth doing that for, some guys that wouldn't do it for you and this and that? But then Vlad's really outspoken about Tekashi, and the only reason I have a different view on Tekashi is because he was supposed to be the artist. He wasn't supposed to be the gang member. They were involving him in gang stuff. So of course you knew that was gonna happen. You knew that was gonna happen because this guy isn't part of that life. He didn't grow up with you guys. He ain't go up around that stuff. And he should have never been involved in all that. He should have been a moneymaker. He should have been protected. And once you started involving in all that, just like most rappers do, they start thinking that they're bigger than life and they can call shots, and then they're untouchable, and then they get picked up, and then they start singing. You knew he was gonna write. He admits it. He doesn't deny that he's a snitch. It's just that, like, I feel a little bit. See, with him, these guys sold him on something, It was just a slot. Like, everybody in there was, like, kind of slimy. I'm not talking about everyone that got arrested. I'm talking about the key members that should have known better. These key members involved other members that thought they were doing some good here, and they were isolated, and they weren't. I think Ish and a bunch of other people, they shouldn't have been involved in the whole thing, But, they were dealing with a snitch before that, CEO Chris, so I can't put all the blame on Tekashi. Like, CEO Chris brought all the heat to the organization first. Then this was just like, oh, yeah, more stuff? We can lock up more people? Oh, yeah. Anyways, guys, let's finish this out, and let me know what you guys think below.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? So, but that's what it is. I'm just saying I understand that, right? So I don't really be extra out with the wild niggas did. The nigga is to what? It's gonna be what it's gonna be with you, him, and whatever. Right? So I'm not waking up every day. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna deal with my other than that, I'm just gonna be real how I'm moving. And that's right next to him who told on Lil Derek and them from Arkansas and all that ain't my business. I heard about him. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? That's just gonna be real. I'm not looking to put hands on or do something to every nigga that committed a violation, unless the violation is getting me or somebody directly tied to me. I'm just being real. Hey, my thing, yeah.
It ain't your job.
In your
the American Punisher.
Your entertainment opinion, take the street. Like, in your entertainment opinion, do you think that the overall money and the attention that 6ix9ine bring to whether it's himself or whatever, do you think that that's becoming more important than anything else? You think niggas know, like, you know what I'm saying? This ultimately.
Well, you got to understand, it always been like that, bro. This is why I spoke on Suge Knight, right? Suge didn't come from that, but the money brought the homies around him, and then once them homies got around him, they brought another more homies around him. And when you looked up, that's what that was, right? He wasn't Bunchy Al. He wasn't at the time who Mob James was at that time. Mob James went bad. He ended up telling me a rat too.
Check your text.
Like Wack, like
yeah, he told on FG now from across Atlanta, documented paperwork, right? So, but at that time, Mob James was a gangster, right? So it's like he wasn't those dudes, you know what I mean? So the money, they ain't just come around to come around, you know what I'm saying? It's the money that brought that around, and then there it went. And if you around, this is why I said, if it wouldn't have went bad, and it would have been kept going long enough, he would have turned into that. You know what I'm saying? But it went bad quick. You know what I mean?
But them niggas were still they were somewhat, maybe not in LA, but they were still somewhat able to keep that gangster image. What I'm saying is, do you think gangster niggas that's doing songs with this nigga, video with this nigga, you think more important?
I mean, but this is the thing, though. Like, and I tell niggas, rappers ain't gangsters. A lot of the real gangster rappers don't make mainstream. Verses, all these rap verses, bro, y'all gotta stop saying what's been going on, bro. Cause the nigga that's used it in the song ain't probably wasn't a gangster anyway. Gangsters moving silence.
Just like niggas putting their guns on the internet, they ain't using them motherfuckers.
There we go.
Football player, basketball player. And I got a few of them that's they NBA, NFL. and let's say they, from a neighborhood, there's a few of them, bro, just the fact that I know that this nigga got $200 million contract on the table, I'm not gonna involve him, and she just might think about it.
Well, yeah, that's why
the agenda's totally different, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep him. We're gonna stay in this zone right here. We ain't
right.
going.
You say corrupt like that.
But you
here got $200 million contract over 3 years. He just got his crib. He got married, got kids, and this nigga get up under that light, my nigga. Guess what? No. So I'm gonna keep you neutral, my nigga. I know you from the block. You grew up. I know all that, but we, because you just
nigga capability.
Yeah, you just might say,
just being smart. Why would
you just might say, man, I'm finna go get my $200 million, and nigga, yeah, it was him.
Yeah,
I'm glad. You gotta understand what I'm saying is, bro, is that I think the terminology gangster and how a gangster's supposed to move in this new generation has been redefined because the prey has never came and enticed the predator to do anything but take from them and feed off them, not to dictate to us. You know what I'm saying? The prey never dictated to the predator. You know what I'm saying? So these days it's like, oh, that nigga got the bag, so it's cool. Who got the bag? Who? That little bitch ass nigga. Bring
them
him
niggas
on.
think having a bag is respect, loyalty. Nigga, fuck
That's
all
they give him
that.
all that though. They give it all. They give him that like
and
he
didn't
went
give it to him.
They was
well,
trying to
listen, they got what they was looking for. He wanted clout. Everybody wanted clout.
Fault, man.
Listen, they started doing him wrong.
Because 6ix9ine is free. It's they fault.
What you gonna do if somebody, if all your homies did what happened to 6ix9ine, my nigga? What would you do?
My homies?
Oh, no, not
I
you,
gotta deal with it like a homie. Listen, when you say homie, that mean a nigga. Listen, when you tell me homie,
he not
that
talking
mean
about
a
you.
decorated
He
nigga.
talking about
Listen
the
to me,
other
bro.
nigga that's talking.
When you say homie, my homie, right? Me and my homies, we all bound by the same rules and regulations and laws.
No,
right?
he not
your
talking about you. He talking to the other dude.
The other nigga. Whoever talking to you, that's who I'm talking to.
He ain't talking to you.
How they base their life?
He a bread rag, so he say, but he come out here running with the Hoovers. I mean, let's put it together. And let's put this together.
My thing is, I know Alshon Martin. I know this nigga.
Nothing about this makes sense.
This shit
right?
crazy.
Listen, what did the Hoovers get out of it?
Nothing.
Look, the little kid, he did it again. He did it again.
The Hoover niggas was recording.
Bro, he did it again, did he not? He did it again. You know what they got out of it? You know what they let that nigga do? They let that nigga portray the West Coast like we were 8 o'clock in the morning standing in the middle of Inglewood somewhere.
Yeah. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Please let me know what you guys think below. I hope you got a great day today. Thank you for watching. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. And I'll check you guys in the next one. If you want to become a member, become one. I'll check you guys in shortly. Peace.